The Bangalore the city has been for 21 years and is known for many great things. We pride ourselves in bringing to life the best of Bangalore in many ways. The food, the architecture, more importantly, most importantly, the people who bring everything to life here day in, day out. I'm so proud of them. We've been curating a series of events in the last few years, and today is a very special event. And I'm thrilled to be here and delighted to be here. I'm looking forward to a special evening. Last year, around the same time, we launched Ojasya. Ojasya is a Sanskrit word for vigor of life, a wellness, holistic wellness program, which has two core pillars. The first one of them is Restore. Restore revolves around food, diet, nutrition, eating well, eating a balanced meal. A lot of people think of hotels and think of great food and buffets and variety of different cuisines and things like this, but we feel it's our responsibility at the same time to complement that with the opportunity for you to maintain a healthier lifestyle. And that's important in today's day and age, in the fast-paced action life that we live. Even if you're sitting with the phone in your hand and with the technology on your wrist, there is just so much to keep your heart pace racing. That wellness is now more important than ever before. So when we began the journey, we began with food, something that comes easy to us. We have a great team of chefs in our kitchens, and our executive chef, Chef Simran Thapar, was part of the founding team for Ojasya's first pillar, which was Restore. And today, I'm thrilled and we are so proud and happy that we are launching the second pillar of Ojasya, which is called Renew. Renew allows us to build on the first pillar and uses yoga, meditation, and sound healing to be able to supplement that healthy food with a little bit more real action to be well, to be healthy, and to live a maybe a less fast-paced life. And hotels are known as sanctuaries for great escapes. And our guests, a lot of them are corporate, some of them are leisure, come here for short or long durations. We want to make sure we give them the opportunity to do this while they're away from their homes, where it's perhaps slightly easier to do. So, with that said, once again on behalf of my team, welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here on a Sunday morning. Means a lot to us. And I'm going to hand over now to our friends from Think Right Me, who have partnered with us to launch the second pillar. Firstly, I will invite Jyoti. If you please come here and begin the show. Thank you very much.
You can't really go out to, let's say, a place for 15 days, take a longish break, but it's there, it's accessible. When ThinkRight.me started, the idea was to have an app on the phone. You can log in anytime you want, you can get that break, you had a guide with you. Now it's also available in a hotel in a different format. We have curated a journey which works for all kinds of people. We have a special section for children because they are the future. They need to be more mindful. They need to understand how to think right. It's a very simple thing. It sounds very, very simple. How to think right, but everything starts from the thought. We are all here to listen to Didi speak about it more, but before that I would like to invite Mr. Rajan to say a few words.
Power of what we are all trying to achieve and really bring this shift, in through thought in the lives of millions of people both in India and around the world. I want to also welcome Sister Shivani, who is not only the inspiration behind ThinkRight.me, but pretty much, if I were to say ThinkRight.me equals, it would be Sister Shivani. And it's interesting because we were just having a little discussion before we came here, and it was just reminded me of about 4 years ago how we were sitting in a Leela property only, therefore if you remember, and we were discussing on how do we really look at what could be that one mindful shift that can impact 8 billion people around the world, and what could be the best medium to do it. So when Jet Synthesis was started, we started it with the simple thought that we want to play a key role in the daily digital life of people. And that's great, you engage digitally, you get more time, and we build ecosystems around more what Gen Zs engage with, so lots around their passions and then their concerns. When we look at young people and their concerns, I think health and income are two, and in that wellness and livelihoods probably become the pillars. In wellness, right, where does the shift start? And I remember we were discussing what should we call this entire journey, and somewhere we thought of, Sister Shivani came up with this word, and collectively we said it's about thought, it's about thinking right, because when we go to school or what we are trained, most of us, we always taught what we should say and what we should do, right? Jhoot mat bolo, don't hit someone. But we don't realize that the source of that was that thought. Before we spoke lies, we thought we'll get away with something, we'll get some advantage. When someone hits you and you're hitting back, it's the anger that has got created. So he said, if we go to that route, which is not taught to us or anybody, today's generation, can we move that shift, a thought-led, activity, a thought-led speech, a thought-led action? And we came to the word think right, and we were super excited, thinking that, we've got the word, and then we asked the guy to go and check thinkright.com, and he said, oh, it's not available, and someone's already got it. And we were forced to think further. And then, again, in our discussions, it just came, but that transformation has to happen from you. It's got nothing to do with what other people are doing, because all our life we are just reacting to people, we are just doing all of that, whereas it needs to be a response that needs to be driven from the power of within. And that's when the word, said, let's look at thinkright.me. And today when we look at TRM or we look at ThinkRight, there's no way ThinkRight is complete without that .me. It is a shift first that has to happen within each one of us before we can even make anything collective, happen. So I think things just fall into place, and what has been a digital endeavor is now moving from a digital to a physical space.
End of our prayers, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It is the meaning of the word. Om Shanti is actually an affirmation, because it means I am a peaceful soul. Om means Aham Atma, I the soul, and Shanti is peace. So every time we're saying Om Shanti, we're saying I the soul am peace. In a world where everyone's saying I want peace. So do I want peace or do I am peace? What is the truth? Yes. I am peace. Today we're saying I am stressed, I want peace. And because we said it repeatedly, it's becoming a reality. We just use the word repeatedly. That is the power of affirmation. Will decide how I feel. No. अभी आपने कहा हाँ, yes. Do situations decide how I feel? Did any of you react in the last 1 week? अच्छा please go. So close your eyes and just bring that scene on the screen of your mind. It could be this morning, it could be any time in the last week. Look at the stimulus, the situation. It could involve another person, their behavior, and then my reaction. First in my mind, then my words, and then maybe body language. Let your mind see the entire scene, clarity. Now hold the scene there, it's not changing. The stimulus is what the stimulus is, and maybe that same stimulus will appear tomorrow morning again. And just put the spotlight onto yourself and say, tomorrow morning, same stimulus, same situation, same person, same behavior, different me. Do I have an option to respond differently to the same stimulus? And if yes, then see yourself responding the right way. And what you see now is getting coded. So that is a coding happening on the mind. Tomorrow morning, when the button will press, will be the stimulus. But what I code now will be the output. Okay. How many of you feel yes, the different response possible to the same stimulus? And what would be the difference? What do you see different?
Myself.
Anji?
Myself.
Acha, myself. That's interesting. What is the meaning of that? The response is myself.
The way I felt today morning, and same fullness is given to me to follow. How I will respond myself right now in that mindset, I said, okay, I will be able to do better. I will not respond.
Yeah, but what is the definition of, we need clarity. That tomorrow I will do it this way. So what way?
Better.
Better means better.
Don't react. Respond.
Vocabulary is very important. Your mind is listening right now. So if you just tell your mind a little better than today. No, we can go higher.
Calm.
A little better could mean if I shouted this morning for 5 minutes, tomorrow I'll shout for 3 minutes. Better. No, not one step at a time. You give your mind the instruction, it's going to respond that way tomorrow. You say a little better than today, it will be a little better than today. You say a perfect response tomorrow morning, and it will give you a perfect response. But you have to tell your mind what is a perfect response. We're not even ready to think that that is possible. We're not even ready to think, because we feel it's very difficult, almost impossible, that yes, the same stimulus is now going to be calm and stable, accepting and empathetic, and then even radiating blessings to them. That is too much. That was a cute one. That's too much. You can't do that? No? We shouldn't radiate blessings to them. We shouldn't. That is too much, she says. We don't want to be that nice, is what we're saying. Why should I be nice to people who are not nice to me? Why should I be nice to people who are not nice to me? Why should I? Why should I?
Because it gives me happiness.
Why should I be nice to people who are not nice to me? Why should I be nice to people who are horrible to me?
For your own happiness.
That's it. For your own self. If you are going to do something right now which I don't agree with, that's going to be your creation. Whether it's your thought, your behavior, your intention, that's your creation, that's your energy. And that energy is yours, it belongs to you. It's going to impact your mind, your body. It's going to be your karma, and the consequence of that will come into your destiny. It's very simple. How I respond to what you do is going to be my energy. It's going to impact my mind, my body, my karma, and my destiny. So I'm not doing a favor to anybody else by doing this. It's not saying, oh, you did this and still I forgive you. No favor to anybody. Because the law of karma is not forgiving them. Their karma and their consequence works hand in hand. But when I say, I release, and not just release, I radiate blessings to them because they are in pain for having done that. Then I am raising my vibration. And when I raise my vibration, I am the first person to benefit. And of course that vibration will also influence. When the November Mumbai attack had happened, I forgot the date, 26th November. And at the Brahma Kumaris, we always sit in collective meditation whenever there is something that happens anywhere in the world, whether it's a natural calamity or a tragedy of this kind, to meditate. And so after we finished our meditation, and then that sister asked me, so who all did you meditate for? So we said we meditated for the souls who left the hospital. And then for those who are injured right now and going through healing. And next, for the families whose people have got affected. And next, those who are all involved in there, the police, the hospital, everything. And then next, and the city, because the city is so much in pain. And next, I said, no, nobody expects. What about those poor people who did it? I said, why should we meditate for them? He said, because they are in the most pain. For someone to stoop down to doing something like this, and then for having created that karma, and now we know that the consequence of that karma is going to come into their lives, it is they who need it the most. So blessings are not for people who are good to us. Blessings are not for people only who appreciate us, who are nice for us. Blessings are for those people who are unwell, emotionally unwell. And when somebody is emotionally unwell, sometimes they don't behave right. So blessing them only means protecting yourself from their energy. So just visualize that person there. The person is at a lower vibration right now. Maybe it's just momentarily. हमारी हो गई photos. Whether it could be cheating, it could be betrayal, it could be abusive. This is somebody who's emotionally very unwell. Whether it could be egoistic, it could be dominating, it could be controlling. It looks like they are the powerful ones and we are the victims, but actually they are the victims. They are the victims. Even if it's someone who's just insecure, someone who's jealous, they're just never happy. They can have everything and they're never happy. So, empathy for them. But when we put ourselves in the victim place and say, they are doing wrong to me, they are not doing wrong to me, they are doing wrong to themselves. And we need to take care of them. Which means we need to take radiate healing energy. But when someone is at a lower energy there, and so just visualize you and them, and they've just shifted here, let's say, to a frequency of 20, right here. And here I am, and I create hurt, and I create pain, and I say I'm not able to forgive, and I'm not able to forget, and I cannot release. So which vibration am I going at? See, when I'm shifting down. So what happens is, I'm going closer to their vibration. They are at 20 because of domination, ego. I'm shifting to 20 because of my hurt, not ability. So both are reaching towards a similar frequency. So it's like I'm going very close to their energy. And then the impact of their energy on me will increase. But if I say, I will send blessings to them, I'm going here. And when I go here, energy does not flow from lower to higher, but energy flows from higher to lower. So the first thing that I do by blessing them, those who have caused any kind of harm, emotional, verbal, physical, whatever, the first thing that we're doing is we're protecting ourselves from their vibration. First thing is protect yourself. And the first way to protect yourself is don't think wrong about them. Why did they do this? How could they do this? They should have not. The minute we start thinking like this about them, we're connecting to their mind because we're thinking about them. Whoever we think of, whoever lives here, I'm connected to their vibrational frequency. It's like going to that website and downloading all the data onto your mind. But if I shift to radiating blessings to them, understanding that they are not doing wrong to me, they are unwell, emotionally unwell. Because they are emotionally unwell. They may project that they are the most powerful people, but inside they are hollow. Absolute hollow. And this is all a way of them protecting themselves from the world. They're so scared of the world that they just shout at the world before the world can say anything to them. And so we really need to have mercy for these people. And they could be anybody. They could be a family member. They could be a family member. So when immediately in your first thought start radiating blessings to them. And when you start doing that, the first thing that happens is you protect yourself from their vibration. And the second thing that happens is you start healing them with your vibration, because the energy will flow like this. Aren't we good caregivers when somebody is physically unwell? Yes? Yes? Don't we do anything for them? Just yesterday I was talking to someone. She was in an abusive relationship. Marriage. And then almost all her life she had seen all kinds of things. And then her husband had a stroke. And then he was in an ICU where the doctor had written it off. Nothing can happen from here. She said, no, I'm not taking him home. You have to work on him. You have to work on him. You have to work on him. She reached a stage where she sold her house. She sold her jewelry. She did everything. He was in the ICU for 3 months. But just with her perseverance and her everything, today her husband is more or less normal, which doctors call a miracle. But what she had got from him all her life was, that is the power of the human mind. That is the power of the human mind. Instead of living like a victim, she still chose to do something which even the doctor said was not possible. They said, isko ghar le ja. The doctor even told her, why are you spending so much money? He cannot come out of this. Tum isko ghar le jao, and then time will take care of everything. She said, main ghar leke jaungi. You have to work on it. This is karma. So now in this case, that soul has done his karma, she is doing her karma. Don't let your karma get influenced by other people's karma. Because our karma and our destiny work hand in hand. Other people's karma doesn't influence our destiny. We live like a victim saying, because of them my life is in pain. My life can never be in pain because of other people. Never ever. My life is what I am creating it to be. My life is not about what other people are doing to me. Never. So that is what is think-right.me. .me. It is .me. Because we're living in a world of emotional dependence, saying whatever I'm feeling is because of. So if we check our vocabulary, it goes, I'm irritated because of, I'm upset because of, I'm hurt because of, I'm happy because of, I'm peaceful because of. Everything is because of something outside. So what am I saying? I'm saying everything that happens here is because of, everything that happens here is because of something here. This is called emotional dependence. That my emotions are completely dependent on, this is low EQ. This is not emotional intelligence. This is just living like a reflection to the world. Whatever the world gives me, I will respond accordingly. And so when somebody asks you, how's life? We start telling them whatever is happening in our life. They didn't ask what's happening in. We say, oh, kal ye hua, aaj wo hua, today this is that. I'm not asking you that. How is life means how are you here? But we thought how I'm here is dependent on what's happening outside. So we start talking about what's happening in my life. It's how are you? But we thought how am I is dependent on that. And this emotional dependence is impacting now not just the state of mind, it has started impacting the health of body. 25 years back, cancer was a rare word. Today in Delhi, we're talking at a statistics of 1 in every 8. You go to hospital and there are children with cancer. Is this a result of our successes and efforts that we've put in the last 25 years? So what went wrong? And then you ask a doctor, but why cancer? They say lifestyle. But what on that lifestyle? Where do you pinpoint it? What is lifestyle? Because when we hear the word lifestyle, we just zero down to diet, exercise. Lifestyle is here. This is life. This is life. When this life is out, this is a dead body. This is life. And so lifestyle means how I think. What are my intentions? How I perceive situations. How I respond to every scene of my life is a lifestyle. It's a style of my thinking, feeling, behaving, speaking. That's a lifestyle. So even if I change my diet, my exercise, everything, my way of working also, everything is a lifestyle. And so we go to the doctor and say, but best diet, exercise, why did this happen to me? They'll still say, but lifestyle. So lifestyle means if I don't heal myself here, after a few years the impact is here. There is an energy here, and then there is an energy body. And today we have technology which can create a scan of that energy body, which is called the aura picture. You must have seen that, the energy body. Even if you just enter online, you get an energy body picture. It is only colors, pink and orange and blue and red. All depends on what's the health of that part. And then there is a physical body. So the blockage will first happen here. Then that vibration from here will radiate to the body. So the second blockage will happen in the energy body. And so today people check their energies just so that they can clear the blockage before it reaches into the physical body. Body is the third stage. And then when we go to the doctor will heal the third stage. And then the doctor will say, take care, otherwise it happens again. And then we keep hearing on recurring cancer, recurring cardiac issues, recurring. Why is there a recurrence? Because the blockage was removed from the third stage, the physical body. But it was not removed from the energy body because it was not removed from here. So once we create an issue here and we hold on to it for a very long time, within 3 to 4 years it will reach the body. It takes that much time. So today there are doctors, there are therapists, even medical professionals who have the time to talk to their patients. They ask them, when they come with a cardiac issue or a cancer, was there anything happening in your life in the last 3-4 years? And in most cases the answer is a yes. And it, on an average, at least 2 to 3 years it needs. So when we say, I cannot release, I cannot forget, I cannot forgive, then I'm saying to myself, I'm going to hold it here. Please remember, by me holding it here, they don't get the disease. What they did is on there, and what I am holding on to is here. So the impact of the emotional dependence is not just on the mind, it's on the body. Next impact we have created now that the mind is impacting reaching a disease, so we increased our mental health issues. And then the third impact is on our relationships, because whatever I am here is my aura, it's my energy. So I may have a problem with one person in my life, but when I hold that clutter here, my aura walks with me everywhere. So I don't have a problem with these 10 people, but I just have a problem with one person. That one person could be a person at work. So if you have a problem with one person at work, but you are not cleaning your system, but it's trapped in your energy field, you are carrying that energy back home to your children. And so it's like COVID, you get it at work and then you take it home and give it to your family. It's an infection. It's an infection. I created it in one place, but then it carries with me to everyone because it's in my energy field. And then we go to healers and we tell them to clean our aura. And it is fine, they can clean our aura. But after that, who's going to keep it clean? Who's going to keep it clean? I can't keep going to them every week and say, now clean my aura again. No, again, that's another dependence. So yes, you get your car servicing done, but after that, take care of the car yourself. People go for a detox, they come back, and the 8th day at the airport only they'll start eating all kinds of things. So you just went for a detox. तो अगले साल फिर से रहेंगे. Don't go to cleanse everything so that you again fill it with that. Belief system. Belief system. So thought means sankalp. It's the first energy we create. And in Bharat, we have this for thousands of years. It's a law, and the law is sankalp se srishti banti hai. Thoughts create our world, and our world means feelings, then our world means emotions, then my world means the health of my body, then my world means my family, then my world means my work, and then my world means environment. Today there is so much concern about the environment and you all know about it. Just last week there is a report that has come out from the UN office and they said maybe 25 years is what we have. Very clear, now no hidden messages. And when they say 25, it won't be 25 because we are faster than what they say. And now everyone's concerned, so everybody is working on it, but again we are working on the outside. And it will not be enough. Why is the environment becoming what it is becoming? It is becoming like that because we are not creating contentment and happiness. We're trying to get it from the world. So we are not living Sankalp se Srishti, we are living Srishti se Sankalp. So when you go against the law, everything's going to go potential. How many of us buy things for happiness? You never buy anything to be happy? Actually, that's it. What a question. Obviously, everybody. Now check. What do you have in your life? Which object, which dress, which piece of furniture, which painting? What did you buy which gave you happiness? Select, choose carefully right now. Which gadget? Which car? Which one? Happiness is in your?
Till you attain it, it is happiness, but once you attain it, it's so much happiness.
Very good. Happiness is till I get it.
That's how it is. I realized immediately.
You realized. Good. Congratulations. Congratulations. But if happiness is what I was going to get from it, but I was experiencing that only till I get it, is it? Acha. Then what happened once I got it? Now I want the next thing. And that is why the planet is getting abused. It's very simple. Because we are not buying out of necessity, we are buying for happiness. So today when you go home, open your wardrobe and check how many clothes, shoes, bags, belts, how many are for use and how many are for happiness. Because we are a rich generation now. Now we can afford anything. You go to the shop, you look at the tag, I can afford this, no problem. And then somebody standing next to you say, why do you need? You have so many at home. What's your problem? I earn. What's your problem? I'm using my money. I'm not asking you any more for money. So we thought we can afford it. But now the reality is that the planet cannot afford it. Because desires will never finish. And we will keep on consuming from the planet to fulfill our desires. The planet has enough resources for necessities. But the planet cannot have resources for desires of people. And the best part is even after buying all that, then it should have been very clear in society that the more who has, the happier they are. वो भी नहीं हो रहा. So what went wrong? At least, okay, never mind, I can afford it, so I buy it. But then I should be the happier lot of this segment, right? I have everything. So what went wrong? What went wrong? You look at the size of my chair and you look at the size of your chair. I should be happier than you. Bigger, richer, more expensive also, I think. So I should be happier than you. Should I be happier than you sitting on this chair? Yeah, because we look at people who have more than us and we say they're happier than me. We look at them on Facebook and say they're happier than me. We look at them putting fake pictures and we say they're happier than me. We look at them and then tell our spouse, look at him and look at you, so boring sitting on a Sunday morning and doing nothing. And look at them. And then we disrespect a wonderful soul who we have as our companion. Because he did not do something as interesting which could have been posted on social media for people to like. And then we start feeling I'm not happy because I don't have what all these people have. Simple things made complicated. Simple life made complex. Anyway, so did any object give you happiness? No. Why? Because it was not designed to give you happiness. The person who created the chair never said it will give you happiness. It said it will give you comfort, it will give you good posture, it will give you this. They have all very clear specifications. Nowhere is it written this will give you happiness. Nowhere is written on the box of the phone we buy that it will give you happiness. Nowhere is written on the car specs that you buy that it's going to give you happiness. It will give you every other piece of information. Who wrote these specs over there saying this is going to give us happiness? They only marketed it that way, that they showed you the car with a happy face. And we thought buying this car will give me this happy face. And that's all, it's a marketing strategy. And we got sucked into it, and we're going on buying more and more and more, thinking the more I have, the happier I will be, but it's not happening that way. And it doesn't mean if I don't buy, I'll be happy. It's just that there's no connection between the two things. There's no connection. Every physical thing will give us comfort physically. Because it's physical, it can only give me physical comfort. Physical cannot give me emotional comfort. And if I'm happy, it cannot make me physically comfortable. This is not different, that the body will be more comfortable if the mind is comfortable. But if I'm physically uncomfortable, just by being happy, I will not become physically comfortable, because they're two different worlds, the emotional comfort and the physical comfort. So one pratigya that we need to do today, to take care and to create a good karma with nature. Even this is a karma. This is a karma. The next 20 years are not going to be easy. So right now, start creating a good karma with Prakriti, with nature. Because when the times are tough, nature will take care of those who respected nature. It's very clear karma. For those who will respect nature, nature will take care of them. Because you would have created your karmic account with nature. So let's start buying for necessity. And happiness is who we are. And that's why when I start taking care of my mind, simplicity in life is a byproduct that happens on its own. You don't have to do anything. It just happens. Somebody will think, want to buy this? No, I don't need it. Oh, but just try it. But why should I buy it if I don't need it? It just happens on its own. You don't consciously do it. Because now there is not this desire of just consuming and grabbing and holding on to everything. It just happens on its own. Right? So the first homework that we're going to practice from today is a shift in our vocabulary, a shift from saying, I'm feeling like this because of, no, I'm feeling like this because of myself. See, that's why the dot me is there. That's why the dot me is there. I'm feeling like this because of me, not because of anybody else. Even if that anybody else is doing the worst in your life, what you're feeling is because of you. It doesn't mean that the person is right. Somebody can cheat me, somebody can betray, somebody can even hit me physical, but they can't enter here. They can't enter here. Nobody can enter into your mind and hurt you. And yet we've lived our lives saying they hurt me, they hurt me, they hurt me, and she hurt me, and he hurt me. People can't hurt me. They can do what they did there, but they can't hurt me. There's only one person who can hurt me. Who hurts me? So who do I have to forgive? See, the list has become very small now. Earlier it was a long list of those who hurt me, and then a longer list of who I need to forgive, longer list of who needs to apologize. Nobody needs to do anything now. They can do what they want. This is emotional independence. This is emotional independence. And it's the most powerful independence. It's the most powerful freedom. We all keep saying, I want freedom, I want freedom. What freedom? One word from somebody and I start crying, this is freedom. One word and I get agitated, this is freedom. Whenever you get disturbed or react because of someone else's behavior, remind yourself, I've given the remote control of my mind to this person. And you've literally given the remote control to how many people? Bangalore traffic, even the person in the other car must be having your remote control. No? How many of you get disturbed on the road when somebody doesn't drive right? You get disturbed when somebody doesn't? There was a couple who came to our center last couple of months back, and the wife says, my husband, he uses such abusive language when somebody doesn't drive the right way. She said, he just speaks like all kinds of words when someone's not driving right. I said, and she said, the windows are rolled up, Delhi pollution. So who's the one who's going to listen to the words? And it is something that happens daily. You know, at least react in situations which are once in a while. It's like failing in the same exam every day. At least fail when it's a new exam, a new issue, a new problem. But we are repeatedly reacting in the same situations. But it's only one thought away. And that day he said, Acha. I said, who's getting affected by what you're doing on a daily basis? He said, but how? I said, nobody's saying they're right. We're saying, who's getting affected when I react like this? My mind, my body, the person sitting next to me. That person is enjoying. He's not getting affected. So when we react, we think it will affect them. The creator of the energy is the first receiver of the energy. Whenever you react, you get agitated next time, pick out that, what is that called when we got to COVID time? Oximeter, yes. Check. You get result immediately. You use the oximeter on the one who reacts, or shouts, and then use the oximeter on the person who's just a receiver of that anger. The receiver is fine. And especially the receivers who are used to those creators. फिर से शुरू हुआ कोई बात नहीं and you know people with अच्छे लोग हैं कभी गुस्सा करते हैं कोई बात नहीं and they are fine, they've become immune to your anger. But your mind and body cannot become immune because you're creating that energy. It is vibrating and radiating to every cell of your body. And then we say, why my BP? Why my heart? Why my this? It's because it's giving that energy constant from here. And when we create aggression and somebody gets hurt, until they are hurt, that vibration is going to come to me. So it's an energy investment. Every karma is an energy investment that we're making throughout the day. People will not be our way, people will be their way, people will make mistakes. But how do if I react and if they get hurt, even a simple thing like the bhaiya who drives your car for you, and this morning you wanted to go to the airport and he's 15 minutes late, and we are like, समझ में नहीं आता है, कर दिया, ठीक. And we thought it's justified to say that he's late. But once you are on your flight and you've left him there with that last energy, and if he's going to create any critical, judgmental thoughts about you, and if he's going to go home and his wife is saying, क्या हुआ? And he'll say, वो साहब ने आज फिर चिल्लाया. And then the wife will also create a few thoughts for you. You will be on your flight, maybe by the time reached another country. So, why am I not feeling very nice today? Why is there little heaviness here? Then you'll order coffee and tea for that. Because हर टाइम जब सर भारी होता है कहते चाय पिलाओ कॉफी पिलाओ सर भारी हो रहा है. Sar bhari will never go with chai coffee. You have your chai coffee, but it has nothing to do with sar bhari. And even if it has anything to do, then the only thing it has to do is you're suppressing your thoughts because you're distracting it somewhere else. But because you have just made a karma investment, and that person is creating pain, and so those vibrations of pain are reaching me. And I don't know why I'm not happy. And opposite, he did make a mistake. He was expecting a reaction, and we said like, ठीक है आज हो गया, but कल से आपने time पे आना है. Was everything okay at home? आप late had कुछ problem? Blessings. And then you will be sitting on your flight and you will say, nothing has happened. Why am I feeling so nice today? कुछ मेरी life में तो हुआ नहीं है to feel nice. You're just receiving blessings for the karma that you created this morning. Energy. Energy is what is making us feel how we feel. It is not everything that is visible. It is not what we buy. It is not even what we achieve. Many of us wanting to achieve for happiness. Achievement. Happiness driven. So when will you be contented? When I achieve. you can never be contented after you achieve. Because the minute you achieve that, your mind will say, now what next? It doesn't even give you one day to rest. Because achievement is the biggest addiction. It's the biggest addiction. Because you don't know it's an addiction, that's why it's the biggest addiction. Because your whole system is dependent on that achievement to feel good. So once you finish one, now what next? Now what next? Now what next? So it doesn't mean we don't want to achieve, we want to achieve, but the mind should not be dependent on the achievement. My feeling good should not be dependent on the achievement. I feel good and then go out into the world to achieve. Not I want to achieve to feel good. It's just the equation which needs to change. I don't want to achieve to be contented. I'm contented and now I go out into the world to achieve. Any difference between the two? Any difference between the two? It both sounds same, no? It's not the same? What's the difference? In one, you are going out into the world like this. You're going out into the world like this. मैं खाली हूँ, मुझे भर दो. And in the other one, you're saying मैं भरा हुआ हूँ, I'm coming out into the world like this. In both cases, you're going to achieve. So it's not the achievement. Achievement is still going to be what it is. It's the vibration with which I'm going out into the world. Am I going to fill in my vacuum, or I'm going to energize others' vacuum? What is the intention with which I'm going out into the world? And when I go out into the world like this, whatever I may achieve, I still remain like this. And so you can meet people who are number one in everything that they do. But they're still like this. Because achievement is not going to create happiness. This is different. Achievement will only create achievement. And which is very important. But achievement will create achievement. Achievement will not create happiness, contentment, because happiness, contentment is not anything that can come from. So हमने इसको छोड़कर we're looking for every other option. How am I going to fill this? And this is going to get filled with only one thing, thinking right in every scene of life. And when we create the right karma, we create the right energy, we radiate the right energy, we receive the right energy also. It's like, this is a glass of, let's say it's full, visualize that it's a full glass of water. Now, if I have to go throughout the day, doing everything that I have to do, and then return home in the evening with the glass full. Is it possible? It's full to everything that you have to do with this year, and then return with the glass full.
No, energies get drained. It's very difficult.
Energies get drained. Right.
Focus on keeping this full.
We will be more focused on keeping this full. Why?
Because our focus will be more on this.
It's not focus, it's priority. It's not okay, it's completely different. It's just a priority. It's like, are you a mother?
Yes, my daughter. Yeah.
Oh, acha, I was visualizing a little kid. Okay. Remember when she was a kid? And remember the time when she was in the cradle, if at that era we had cradles. Okay? And you were doing everything that you were doing at home, and your baby is there. Who's your priority? What you're doing or your baby? Does it mean you don't do everything that you have to do? You do everything that you have to do. But if you hear a little cry from here, what do? You take out 1 minute from there, heal the baby and back. So it's only a priority. Priority means I will do everything that I have to do, but my priority is my child. This is my child. This is my child. I will do everything that I have to do, but my priority is everything okay here? And if this starts crying, but ऐसा क्यों, वैसा क्यों, ये क्यों हुआ, वो क्यों हुआ, then I take my 1 minute break to silence this crying child, and I get back into doing what I have to do. But if I don't take that 1 minute break to silence that child, what happens? When I don't take that 1 minute break to silence this child, what happens? This child starts crying louder. I still don't take a break because I don't have time. And then this child cries even louder. And I still don't take a break, then this child cries continuously. And I still don't take a break, I say this crying is normal. And then when I get tired of that crying, I don't want to hear that crying, then I just go and switch on the TV and sit, so that I don't hear this crying. Which means I just distract my mind so that I cannot hear the noises that are going on here. And the minute I sit in meditation, in silence, all those thoughts go back. And everybody, this meditation is very difficult. Even what I was not thinking earlier has not started coming to me. It's because I was not listening to it. I had just distracted my mind, phone, TV, this, shopping, people, travel, holiday, everything was just a distraction. They are all important, but we used them as a distraction. And if I distract my mind or any wound, it doesn't mean it's getting healing. It just means it's getting worse because I'm wasting time distracting myself. So meditation only means, we were talking what is mindfulness. It only means this is a priority. So in everything that I'm doing, even if today when you travel back on the road of Bangalore city, keep this baby as your priority, and which means you're driving, people may be right around you, people may not be right around you, there could be a jam, there could be just clean road, it doesn't matter. You keep your priority, that my thoughts will be right till I reach home. Play something nice on your system, listen to something while you're driving. Why think about things which are not in your control? Why not use the driving time as the most precious time for yourself? It's actually the me time, the time when we are in the car. Use that time. And that same time could actually be the most energizing time, rather than being a depleter. Because we prioritize that I will use this next 1 hour till I reach there for taking care here. So can I return home with a glass full? Can I return home with a glass full? And if you live your life that way, that whatever may be the situation, I have to think right. The energy that you create and radiate to people, you receive blessings in return. And so when you return home in the evening, your glass is not full, it is overflowing. Because you have received such good energy just because of the energy you were creating in response to situations and people's behavior. And that is why we've heard since childhood, we used to hear, दुआएं असंभव संभव करती हैं. Blessings can make the impossible possible. But what is a blessing? A blessing is not just, okay, today is my birthday, please give me a blessing. That is not blessing. Blessing is every thought can be a blessing. So when my thought is a high vibrational thought, it's a blessing. And so blessings can become a vocabulary. So affirmation is actually that vocabulary. Affirmation is not just 5 lines. Affirmation is not just 2 minutes in the morning. 2 minutes in the morning, we're listening to that affirmation on a daily basis, so that very soon that becomes my vocabulary. It's the language in which I think. You know, we ask each other, which language do you think in? Do you think in English? Do you think in Hindi? We think the language of affirmations. Let anything happen. Anything means anything. The first thought that will pop up will be an affirmation for me. And when that starts happening, then the power of the mind is going. Because here there is a crisis and your immediate first response is an affirmation for that crisis. So which means you blessed that crisis rather than allowing that crisis to deplete you. So not only you get protected, the situation starts changing because sankalp se srishti banti hai. Just hold your problem here and just look at it and keep saying, itni badi problem hai, itni badi problem hai, itni badi problem hai. It will just go like that. And just say everything is perfect. There's definitely benefit in this also for me. Everybody around you will say the worst has happened. How could? There's a benefit in this also for me. and suddenly the problem will become smoother. It is Sankalp se Srishti. Thoughts create my world. This is power of the mind. And when we use the power of the mind, people say, oh, that was a miracle. You know, like the doctor said, no, this body, this ailment cannot be healed, and the person says, nothing doing, I have to live. The person uses the power of the mind to work on their body, and then medical science calls it a miracle. For someone, the parent says, no, you cannot do this. And they will reach Bombay, and they will become one of the top actors of the country, and the world will say, oh, it's a miracle. It's not a miracle, it's power of the mind, it's power of determination. So power of the mind is the most powerful thing we have. We're using power of science, we're using power of money, we're using power of position, we're not using the power of the mind. And that is why this app was designed, to help us to start building up the power of the mind, which we need to do not just for ourselves, but we also need to start doing it for little kids. They need it even more, because they are not using the power of the mind enough. Because we've given them power of science and power of money too soon. We are a generation who got all this power of technology at the age of 20-25. They are growing up with that. They're born with that. So once we got this, we lesser use of the power of the mind. We thought science can do everything. We thought money can do everything. And suddenly we come across a situation where all the money can do nothing. Then the money can do nothing. The child comes home saying, I'm feeling anxiety, I don't know what's happening. Money can do nothing. Medicine just before a board exam. How are they going to face the challenges of life? And what money can buy them back? There's one thing that money cannot buy, emotional strength. Physical health also money cannot buy, but treatment money can buy. But emotional health, money cannot buy. It has to be created. Create it, radiate it to your children, and then teach them how to create it. And if we don't do that now, then it's not going to be easy in the next few years. It's already not very easy for many. For many. Yesterday I was in one of the international schools of the city, and the kind of things you hear about children, you're like, how are they managing? Why? Because we gave them everything that money can buy, but we did not give them that which money cannot buy. And that's the simplest. But for that simplest thing, we said, no, I don't have control over my mind. So ready to start thinking right? In wrong situations? In wrong situations, and when you start thinking right, you won't find the situation wrong. Anything happens now, our immediate first response, maybe there is a benefit in this. But why did this happen? No, there is some good that is going to come out of this, and every time there is a good that comes out of the worst thing over there. Only because that's the first energy we give to the situation. And so simple lifestyle changes are needed. That's all that's needed for emotional wellness. Simple lifestyle changes. And the fundamental first thing that we need to begin with is right sleeping habits. Because when we sleep, it is energizing, it's healing for the mind and body. But if we haven't slept deep for many days, or sometimes even many years, then it's a fatigued mind. And a fatigued mind is a reactive mind. Irritable, hurt, anxious. Aajkal bachche, they don't use word stress. They say, "Meko anxiety ho rahi hai, anxiety." I say, don't say that is an illness. No, meko anxiety ho rahi hai. The other day there's a 5-year-old boy comes to the center. It was Raksha Bandhan. And on Raksha Bandhan we tie the Rakhi and we say, now you have to write on a chit, what are you ready to give up today? That is the gift that you have to give. This 5-year-old boy writes, no stress. I say, आपको stress का meaning पता है क्या होता है? हाँ मुझे पता है. I said क्या होता है? मुझे यहाँ कुछ होता है ऐसा. I thought he was just using the word because parents must be using the word. I said आपको पता है stress क्या होता है? He said हाँ मुझे यहाँ कुछ होता है, मुझे यहाँ ठीक नहीं लगता. So he wrote on this chit one big no like that, no stress, and he folded it and he put it in the box over there. And he comes from a family who has everything that money can buy, more than that. So if a 5-year-old is going to start talking about stress, then we are looking at very difficult times ahead. Very difficult times. So it's the responsibility of every parent not to go and tell them that you have to do it, no, but to start doing it yourself. No preaching anymore to them, but just doing it yourself, living it yourself, creating that energy of a right lifestyle, radiating it at home. And that will influence them, and they will automatically start. We will never have to say it to them. And even if they don't do it, your vibration is strength. It's strength for them. There's nothing more helpless than when you're not able to do something for your child, when your child is not feeling right. There's nothing more helpless than that. You're just sitting there and you can do nothing for them. You can just sit with them, but you can't enter into their mind and sort out their issue for them. And so it feels very helpless at that time. But why go to that? Why not start strengthening them on a daily basis? So the time has come for us to raise the vibrations of our homes. When we check a house, we only check the size and how it looks. A house is not about the size. A house is not all that it has. A house is not about all the comforts. A house is about a vibration. And the minute you enter a house, you can feel the energy of the house. And we have to create that vibration which is strengthening for every member of the family. And even a new guest walks into your house, they should feel the energy and say, oh, आपके घर में कुछ और आपके घर में आके बड़ा सुकून लगता है. That's that energy. It's an energy which we feel when we go to a place of worship, or we go to an ashram, or we go to a retreat center. You enter the place. That place is within the city. It's not out of the city. You just open the door, you enter the place, and you feel a different energy. Right or wrong? Yes. So what is so different about that place? That's also a building. That's also a flat. That's also in the city. It's just the thought process of the people living in that place. And their daily practice of meditation, which is creating that vibration into that space. And so we're creating a space where even somebody walking in will benefit. What is this? Is seva. In the coming times, this is the seva which is going to be most important, where your vibration will be able to give peace and power to another person. We all like to give, right? So if somebody doesn't have something, we don't want to give. So we give with power of money, we give with power of education. Somebody needs blood, we donate blood. But what will we do when somebody needs peace? When someone needs power? When someone is saying to you, I'm feeling very anxious, how do you give power to them? Just by being it yourself. So emotional health is one thing which you create for yourself and you're able to gift it to everybody else. Everybody, it just radiates to everybody. So the first shift that we need to create is in our sleep cycle. We are very sleep deprived, even though we're sleeping longer. Today every doctor is asking us to sleep long. We don't need to sleep long, we need to sleep deep. But because we don't sleep deep, so they're saying at least sleep longer and rest your mind and body. Do we feel like sleeping a little more when we wake up in the morning? 5 minutes और 5 minutes और right. And that's why every phone has that snooze button. 5 minutes के बाद और आ जाएगा. So we're creating this solution for that 5-minute feeling instead of working on why am I feeling like sleeping 5 minutes more after 6 hours or 7 hours. It's a clear-cut sign that the mind is not rested. And that mind wants to sleep a little more. But I slept for so long. The body was sleeping. We gave the mind a lot to do before going to sleep. So the right time to sleep, when the right energizing is happening, not just for the mind, but every organ of the body, is between 10 and 2. And that's why as kids we used to say, early to bed, early to rise makes us healthy, wealthy, wise. And if you do it, only then there is some chance that tomorrow your child will get influenced to start sleeping right. Because they turned it completely opposite. Instead of waking up at 4, they're going to sleep at 4. Do anything against nature and there will be a consequence. So all this anxiety and all for children has a lot to do with their sleep cycle first. First they're staying up at night because they want to study. And after their exams are over, now they're not able to sleep at the normal time, so now they're staying up just to watch screens, nothing else. So sleep is a very big reason why they're using these words of depression and low feeling and anxiety. It is here. Energizing is not happening because they are not sleeping at the right time that they're meant to sleep. So can we go to sleep by 10? Don't check whether I can or cannot. Say, I have to. I have to. What we did is, we made work our priority and everything else revolves around that. It's the other way around. Priority is self, means here, then body, then family, and then work. Keep the priority right. We said work, family, body, to self tak to pahunchenge. There time nahi hai. It's not about time. It doesn't mean I'm giving 5 hours here. It just means priority. Energize your mind, exercise your body, automatically create right vibrations to people at home, healthy family, and then go to work. So it's the tree like this. Starts from the seed. Nourish the seed. We're watering the tree. We're watering the tree, and so there's a lot of effort and yet not the desired result. यहाँ कोशिश करो तो ये सूख जाता है, यहाँ करो तो वो सूख जाता है. Because we are working on the tree, and that's why we're always short of time. Our affirmation is, I don't have time, I'm very busy. Don't we use this affirmation? I don't have time, I'm very busy. Change today. Never use this line. Very low vibrational line. I don't have time, I'm very busy. It's an attitude of lack. I don't have. हिंदी में कहते हैं मेरे पास समय नहीं है. You know who says that? The one who's going to leave. Of course. The doctor also says they don't have much time left. It's a vocabulary. इनके पास सब ज़्यादा समय नहीं है. And we say it every day. I don't have time. I don't have time. I could be occupied doing what I'm doing. The vocabulary has to be right. But I'm not busy. I'm very easy, relaxed. And I have more time than I need, but this slot will come at this time. The vocabulary will change your energy will change to healing. And this busy and not having time is changing towards disease. Always hyper. Always hyper. Nowadays I meet a lot of parents, my children are very hyper. And they still don't know the reason. It's because you were hyper when they were in the womb. 9 months, all that they absorbed was hyperactivity. So, emotional health. But even today, if you change yourself, your child will change. So 10 to 2 is that high energizing time for sleep. But to sleep deep at 10, I need to disconnect from work at least 2 hours before. बहुत मुश्किल है ना? अच्छा नामुमकिन है वो ओके. तो फिर खुश और हेल्दी रहना भी नामुमकिन है. चॉइस आपकी. The other day there was a nutritionist, and she was doing this workshop on diabetes, and she said, go to sleep by 10. And everybody, they were corporate, so they looked at her like that. They looked at her like, क्या बोल रहे हो? And then she said, नहीं सो सकते? They said, she said, no problem, live with your diabetes. It's simple है ना, priority है. If you're going to say नहीं हो सकता, so no problem. I have chosen that decision, it is my karma, and I have a consequence of that karma. And when that consequence comes, I cannot say why this. I create my life. I create my life. We think that by working longer, it's better working. It's not. Disconnect, shut down everything, give your mind space to rest, to energize, to relax, to sleep deep. 4 o'clock you will wake up on your own without an alarm. 4 o'clock you will wake up on your own without an alarm. And at that time when you wake up, ideas will just flow to you. You don't have to sit and think. It just comes. Intuition is at its highest at that time. The coming times, leadership will have to be with intuition, not only with logic. Logical will not work, because logically you plan something, everything will change. Everything will change. Intuitive leadership is now the need. But a cluttered mind cannot create intuition. You need an absolute silent mind here for you to see what the lower subconscious mind is saying to me. And that can happen early morning. But for that I need to deep sleep, and if I need to do, I have to disconnect from work. If I keep checking my emails, business calls, messages, and then of course the world news and everything before I go to sleep, then my mind does not sleep. And so if you check all these issues that we are talking about, they're all after we have all these gadgets with us. Before that there was no phone, तो घर आने के बाद क्या करेंगे? And पहले तो there was no TV also, and we've seen that generation. So what do? We come home, we have our dinners, we talk with everybody. अभी क्या करेंगे? Read a book, go to sleep. So no depression, no diabetes, no cancer, no divorce, everything. So it doesn't mean this is wrong, it just means we have to use it the right way. Sadhan. This is a sadhan and this is a sadhana. So sadhanon ke gulam nahi banna hai. Do not become a victim to what you have got. Use it like a master. Only the right way, what is healthy for me. It is an addiction, but we will have to keep it away and build up our willpower. Few days there will be a withdrawal symptom. 1 minute dekho, 1 minute. It's like that one cigarette one. Nahi. थोड़े दिन के बाद that phone will just be one of the things like that. So 2 hours disconnect from work, early dinner, light dinner. So we finish digestion also before going to sleep, and we finish processing of information also before going to sleep. So then during my sleep it is only healing, and that needs less than 6 hours. But when digestion is also happening during sleep, because late dinners, heavy dinners, and processing of information is also happening during sleep, healing is not happening. And so mental health issues also, physical health issues also. And then sleep deprived. So these two processing has to happen before you go to sleep. So early dinner, light dinner, 2 hours at least before I'm going to go to sleep. Disconnect from work communication. By 9 o'clock, disconnect from other kind of content. No negative word needs to go on my mind. Negative means any information from your last hour before I'm going to sleep. Because then it's no more on the conscious layer of the mind, it's going to go into the subconscious. The subconscious opens when we sleep, so we have to be very careful what we are placing there, because then it's not going to remain there. So scrolling social media in bed just before going to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, you'll feel everyone is happier than me, because you just saw that just before going to sleep. You experiment with this. Just before going to sleep, you create a thought. Next morning you will wake up with that thought. Always, because that is what got processed in the next 6 hours. And then keep 15 minutes before you sleep as night time. Nourish your mind with positive content before going to sleep, because that will go into your subconscious now during your sleep. So that's where spiritual content is very important. Consume content of acceptance, of forgiveness, letting go, contentment. Consume that content. That's it. Don't do anything else. Just consume content. It's a diet. Go to sleep. 6 hours. That's the vibration. Not just on the mind, but also on the body. Imagine watching what's happening in the world and going to sleep. Imagine watching a crime show and going to sleep. And imagine consuming spiritual content and going to sleep. That's it. That can create a disease. This can create a healing if there is a disease also. And then last few minutes are for meditation. Until we learn meditation, we do affirmations just before going to sleep. So we'll create a list of our affirmations right now, which we can say, repeat, or better option, write. The ones in the night we should write before going to sleep. So you can have a diary next to your pillow, permanent. And the last thoughts before you sleep are your affirmations. And then close your eyes, keep saying them and go to sleep. Should we write them right now? Yeah. First thought. And powerful means I respond, I don't react. That's power. Weakness is I react. So first affirmation is I'm a powerful being. Second affirmation is I'm calm and stable always. Opposite of I'm stressed, I'm depressed, I'm agitated. Second affirmation, I'm calm and stable always. Third, I'm fearless and confident. Post-COVID, we are surrounded by a vibration of fear. So I'm fearless, I'm confident. I'm happy always. Happy and contented. The vocabulary is I am, fill in the blank. So Sankalp se siddhi means my thoughts manifest. So the vocabulary is very important. If I say I want to be happy, then I will always want to be. Want will manifest. So it's not I want to, I wish to, I hope. It is I am. So the vocabulary is right, then you can create your affirmations always for any situation. Whatever you want to see in reality, create a thought that it has already happened. I am. One affirmation you create personal for whichever sanskar you want to change in your life. Whichever. Not able to forgive, create an affirmation. I forgive, I release, I let go, I bless. Don't do anything, just create this thought every day. It's so simple to use the power of the mind. So one affirmation for your specific sanskar, but don't use the negative word there. Don't say I don't want to get angry, never, because you're affirming the word anger. So use the counter sanskar which you want to create and then say I am. So I am easy, I have abundance in time. One sankalp which is very important for everyone, it is I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Not like this. I'm a giver. Then my mind and body is perfect and healthy always. My mind and body is perfect and healthy always. In case there is any health issue, then you create a specific affirmation pertaining to that health issue. And what will the vocabulary of that be? So suppose I have high blood pressure, what would my affirmation be? Anji? My blood pressure is normal, and give the figure that you want. Be specific. My blood pressure is normal, fill in the blank. So if there is anything in the body, do this. It might look very simple. Okay, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. बोलना blood pressure is normal. ऐसे ही होता है. Power of the mind is very simple. 6 hours next, now your mind is going to give a message to the body. My blood pressure is normal. My blood pressure. All that is doing is removing all your stress from you. ब्लड प्रेशर वैसे ही ठीक हो जाएगा. बट वी से डॉक्टर ने बोला है ये तो लाइफ लॉन्ग चलेगा, मैनेज करना है दवाई के साथ, मैं मैनेज कर लूँगा. तथास्तु, दैट इज व्हाट विल हैपन. अफर्मेशन. This is also, we don't know how much affirmation we are using in our life. We are talking affirmations, but we are using a lot of negative ones. This is the part of life. This to has to happen. These are negative affirmations. Then one affirmation for relationships. I accept people. People accept me. All my relationships stand on trust and respect. My family is united. If there's any issue you're having with any individual, we keep saying, I don't know what problem they have with me. I don't know, every time something seems to go wrong. Affirmation. You just say, this relationship with this person is my perfect relationship. It is my strongest relationship. Radiate that energy to them. They want to know why they changed. And then one affirmation for your work that you have to create. Whatever you want to achieve, what you want to become, you have to create a thought, I already am. And that's an affirmation that can keep changing every few months. Success is certain for me. And last, God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Envelop yourself like this. It's my Suraksha Kavach. The vibrations that we see, like Sister shared right now, it's very draining. Energy gets drained. Why energy gets drained is because we are living and working in spaces where there are low vibration energies. If you're working in an office where a lot of people are stressed, it's not the best of energy to be in. It's not. So if entering into a retreat center brings you up. Entering into your normal places actually brings you down. But because we go there every day, we don't realize that it brings us down. And so we say it's draining. It is draining. So what do? I will wear my protection sheet so that nobody else's vibration enters there. Your vibration is only a thought. If I create a thought of protection, that thought cannot cross this thought and come in. It cannot. So it's like wearing your PPE kit and then walking through the ICU of COVID patients and come back untouched without the infection because you wore your shield. Wear your shield and walk into the fire. Extinguish it, save everybody and bring them out. But only will happen if you first wear your shield. So the last affirmation is extremely important. That God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around you. Visualize that white light energy circle there. So these are basic affirmations. You can add whatever you want to it, depends on what you want to manifest in your life. Stick to manifesting things here, other things will happen automatically. So I'm a powerful being, I'm calm and stable always, I'm always happy, I'm fearless, I'm confident, I'm easy, I have more time than I need, I'm a giver. My mind and body is perfect and healthy always. I accept people, people accept me. All my relationships stand on respect and trust. Any specific relationship, put an affirmation. It will heal in 1 month, that relationship. And then when you start using this affirmation every day, then during the day also you will not use a wrong thought for them. Because this affirmation is changing your coding here, your thought process. And then an affirmation for your professional life. And last affirmation is God's power and blessing is a circle of protection around me. My life is perfect. Put that. My life is perfect. I'm safe. I'm secure. Everything is perfect. Sankalp se siddhi. Now the right time to say your affirmations. It's not just the affirmation which is important, it's the timing of when the affirmation has to be said, when the impact will be the highest. So the most important time is the last thought before going to sleep, because it's going right into the subconscious. Best thing is to write it in a diary, because by that time in the end of the day there's too much clutter over here. There's too much noise over here. So that time we should write it, because if you write you're more focused on what is happening. And then after that, no checking the phone. After that, no conversation, nothing. Write it, close your eyes, keep saying the affirmation and fall off to sleep with that thought. So it's like your personal mantra. You're saying your mantra and going off to sleep. Then first thought of the morning. First thought of the morning should be gratitude and say these affirmations. And then spend at least 15-20 minutes in the morning, non-meditation, and spend at least to nourish your mind with the right diet. Never go to work without having consumed the right diet for the mind. Even if you don't have time, consume something while getting ready, or consume it while you're traveling to work, but nourish your mind for 10-15 minutes before you reach your workplace. That is that spiritual content. Experience says only meditation cannot create a change. It's not possible. It has to be nutrition plus exercise. Exercise is meditation, nutrition is content. So content gives me the right thinking, and meditation makes that right thinking normal. But if I only meditate but I don't give myself the content of right thinking, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And then during the day, you will use that affirmation automatically in your behavior, your way of living, your way of working, attention. And then the food we eat has a deep impact on our minds. I am what I eat. So we thought I am what I eat means proteins, nutrition, is all we calculate all those things. That is my body, it is not I am, it is body. I am what I eat is here. And in Hindi, the line is very powerful. Jaisa anna, vaisa man. So we know this line, and yet we don't see the power of it. It is jaisa anna, vaisa man. Fir jaisa man, vaisa tan hai. So the energy flow is actually dhan, money. So what's the vibration of the money I earn? The dhan se an, An se man or man se tan. It is in that order only. So that's why the money that coming into the house has to be the right energy first. More what the world is becoming, because society is suddenly prioritizing how much I earn more than how I earn. How much I earn is not important, it will only buy all these things. But how I earn is here. How I earn is here. So right karma while earning. So dhan, an, man, tan. So the food we eat absorbs our vibration. Do you believe our thoughts influence plants?
Yes.
Ever experimented with it?
Yes.
Ever experimented with it? Experiment. The other day I was in a program and one lady, she got up and she said, I live in Dubai and then I came to India for a 2-month holiday and there was nobody else to take care of the plants, and when I returned they were like almost, and she said, I apologize to the plants. I said, you're going through all this because I rejected you, I neglected you. And she said, I apologize to the plants. And I said, well, within 10 days. Why? Because they absorb our vibrations. And that is why the food we eat is a plant. It is absorbing our vibrations. We are ignoring the way we are eating. So what we are eating, how it is cooked, and how it is eaten. All three are important. And of course the money that is being used to buy that what we are eating. So first experiment with a plant-based diet. Let the world say animal product is very healthy, it's not. Experiment, check. Don't worry about what everybody is saying. Check, experiment, see the result, then decide. It may be proteins, but it is proteins. But proteins I can get from so many things. But what's the vibration of that protein? What would be the vibration in a slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
Just go online and check, just check video of a slaughterhouse. And see that helplessness, that screeching, that screaming, that pain, that crying. And it's coming in our plate and we're saying, so tasty. ये कितना tasty? नहीं कर सकते ऐसा. We're consuming pain. We're consuming death. We're consuming violence. And we're saying this is health. It is right, it is proteins. So the doctor had said this is proteins. We said proteins is healthy, so we made the equation like this. Animal product is equal to protein is equal to health, so we said animal product is equal to health. No. It cannot give. It's neither good here and it's neither good here also now. No. Very heavy, very difficult to digest, stays in the intestines for a very long time, creates toxins over a period of time, and then manifests into a disease. So experiment with a plant-based diet. 3 months project. You will start feeling lighter here and you will start feeling lighter here also. Second, the way the food is cooked. Most of us are not cooking on our own nowadays, so we have somebody who cooks for us. So we have grown up with our mothers cooking for us. And so a big reason why children are experiencing so much, they are not eating food cooked by a family member. They are not eating food cooked by a family member. Is there a difference between when family cooks and when somebody else is cooking? What difference? Not. Love. So that love is nourishment, no? That love, that prayer, that blessing, that was nourishment. Now somebody is only cooking as duty. It's a duty. So even if they are a staff and they have been there with us for 30 years, they're very nice, they're very loving, but they cannot be the parent. What the farak hai? And then now it's not only about what we're eating at home, we're eating a lot now. I should not say it over here. Wrong karma. Wrong karma. So we have to be very careful what we're doing. Right? Very careful. What's the vibration of the food is going to be the state of the mind. So what we need to do in every kitchen, we have to put some system which is bringing high energy words into the kitchen. Every home needs to do that now. So even if you're not cooking, even if you're cooking and you're stressed, then it's no use, don't cook. Don't cook. If you're stressed, if you're sometimes like busy chal ke khana banaye, nahi banana. After eating it, everybody will be busy after that. automatically. Within an hour, if you want to check, within an hour you will be experiencing the emotion of the person who cooked for you. Within an hour, it's a direct emotional infection. But it's just that we don't make the connection. So have high energy words playing in the kitchen, like they do in place of worship. No? It's the mantra, pratna, prayer, kuch bhi, whatever. But that has to be in the kitchen. Continuously, let it be throughout the day. It will energize everything, it will energize the water also. And then request the person who's cooking to take care of their mind while they're cooking. Tell them no gossiping on the phone while you're cooking. Yeah, because it's so simple. Put this here and then keep doing this. No talking to on the phone while cooking. No listening to movie music, songs while cooking. No. Cooking is a ritual. Cooking and eating is a ritual because it's going to energize the mind and body who's going to do everything. So it should be done with the highest vibration. Not just cleanliness of the kitchen and cleanliness of the body, but cleanliness of the mind also. Both. So meditate for 5 minutes and then go into the kitchen and then cook in that meditative state of mind. Destinies of family change from the kitchen. Relationships can break from the kitchen. Broken relationships can heal from the kitchen. That is the power in that kitchen. That's why they used to say that the way to a man's heart is through his... Simple. The logic is cook for the person will get connected to you. Very simple logic. Cook for the person will get connected to you because the person is connecting to your mind through the food. That's the reason for that line. And then when we start eating, we pause for 10 seconds, say our affirmations into the food. Because the food will absorb those affirmations and फिर जैसा अन्न है वैसा मन है. So 10 seconds, I am powerful, I am peaceful, I am happy, I am healthy, sir. Abhi khana khao. So one, you're filtering away if any other vibrations were there, and second, you are energizing it with your vibrations and then eating it. So the third most powerful time for affirmations is just before a meal. You want to manifest it faster, then the fourth most powerful time is just before a glass of water. Because jaisa an, vaisa man, jaisa pani, vaisi vani. And that's why water is the most important ingredient in all our prayers and rituals. Because water is that ingredient which absorbs vibrations the most. So we say our mantra into the water and then we sprinkle it on the food. That is that energy. But now this water, we check, we said it's sealed bottle, so it's mineral water, so it's perfectly fine. But no, what's the energy of that water? Which is the shop it has come from? What was the vibration of that shop? What is the energy of the person who is the owner of that shop? Is there shouting and screaming going on? All those words are there. इसीलिए कहा जाता है कौन से शहर का पानी पीते हो, कौन से शहर का पानी पीते हो और किसके घर का नमक खाते हो. Because पानी and नमक, highest absorption power. तो कौन से शहर का पानी पीते हो means whatever city water you are having, I'm consuming the state of mind of that city through the water. So if there is stress in a city, there is stress in the water. So I can say my affirmation in the morning and night, and then I go and drink a water of stress and finish. It's gone, washed. So I would never drink a glass of water before pausing for 5 seconds. Never. These are such simple things, but very powerful. And so 10 seconds in the morning, 10 seconds in the night, 10 seconds before every meal, shorter version of it 5 seconds before every glass of water, less than 1.5 minutes throughout the day. Do we have that much time? Yes. Results will be nothing less than a miracle. Nothing less than a miracle. Asambhav sambhav, impossible possible. But it's very simple. It's only that we're using that power which people are not using, the power of the mind. So what ThinkRight.me app does is, every morning it pops up on our phone an affirmation. Every day is different over there obviously. Because it's teaching my mind a way of thinking in every situation. And so just consuming that 3-minute audio every morning, people have been able to change their way of thinking. And what a lot of mothers have been doing, which is very lovely to hear, is they say, "वो जब हमारा बच्चा नाश्ता खा रहा होता है ना स्कूल जाने से पहले, I just play that affirmation on the dining table." So simple. It's just a little, tum khana khao, you don't listen, I'll just play it there while you're having. That's the way to give it to children. Just play it around them. Don't ask them to do it, they'll flatly just play it around them, let it just go inside. So 3 minutes in the morning is an affirmation, 3 minutes in the evening is a reflection on why we did that affirmation, why should I inculcate this sanskar in my life. And then during the day there is a notification which reminds you, are you doing what you decided this morning? And then there is a whole library of meditation commentaries. And then there is a daily journal, which means just before I go to sleep, I track my karmic account data of the day. And then there is emotional fitness tracker, which allows you to enter, okay, aaj gussa kiya, aaj ye kiya, what was the emotion, gives you a chart. So it's like a friend. And when it was started, that was the thought. At Rajiv, I'm fasting and I forget and I start eating. There's somebody over there saying, "Tumhara vrat hai, aaj nahi khana." You want to think right to want me to be that friend who will remind me, "Arey, aaj decide kiya tha, gussa nahi karna." Kyun kiya? Ruko. So that was that notification. Start in the morning, and during the day I need someone who will just remind me. Not going to be, this is not negative in reality, it's not going to be easy in the next few years. It will be easy only for those who will start using that power when all other powers start crumbling. This is the only power which will not get affected by climate, which will not get affected by politics, this will not get affected by whatever is happening in the world. This is the only power which is independent of the world, and this is the only power we thought is dependent on the world. It's independent. So there could be anything happening on the planet. If you have this power, sail through. Sail through. But if I give up on this, then the smallest situation is a crisis for me. So gift yourself. Gift yourself, prioritize that I am going to take care of myself. And wherever you're staying in Bangalore, within 3 to 4 kilometers, there would be a Brahma Kumari's meditation center. So if you want to take your journey next step, affirmations daily, always. If you want to learn meditation, then we can visit the center and learn meditation. And sisters are always there, any day, any time. They are there to share it with us. And once you learn it, just practicing it every single day. Let's sit back for a few minutes. They heal come into your karmic account. If I gift someone something which is a depleter, that energy also comes to me. Be very careful what you give to people. So if you choose to be a vegetarian, don't serve people what they want to eat. Serve what you know is right. Because if you serve the other thing also, it's your karmic account. Whether they know it or not, you know it. You know it. So why should I serve somebody something which I know is not right for them? That will become my karma. So the power to hold on to the right, even if we are alone and even if nobody agrees with us, is also the power of the mind. So what is needed in the present time? Not getting affected by peer pressure. What everyone is saying. Because we are going through an era where majority are not right. When we were kids, we used to say, what is everybody doing? That must be right. Now it's not like that. We look at school children, and now it's changed the equation. It's a bigger number which is towards things which are not healthy. And it's a very smaller number in the class who says, oh, I'm not on social media, and I'm not into these late night parties, and I'm not into all those substances. And they become like, and now it's becoming difficult for them to hold on to the right because of the pressure that's coming in terms of ridiculing and leaving them out of it. So just being good is not enough. Being powerful with good is what is needed. हम बहुत अच्छे हैं, no doubt about that. But to be powerful, that you are ready to stand on the minority and you're ready to even stand alone for the right, even when nobody else agrees with you, that power is needed, especially for the children. Because many of them are doing things only because other people are doing it. So that's not leadership quality. And visualize a tiny point of light in the center of the forehead. It's the energy. The creator of every thought and feeling. The life force. The light. Consciousness. I am this energy. I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, emotion, word and behavior. I am the master. I am a pure, powerful being. My every thought is a blessing. My every thought is empowering. I am a radiator of peace and power to the world. Contentment is my personality. I go to work to give. I'm a giver. I radiate power to everyone there. Past is past, it's over. I release. I let go. Blessings is all that I create for them. My mind and body is perfect and healthy. God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Visualize that divine light energy circle around you. I'm safe, I'm secure. Everything is perfect. We will be in this silence for a few minutes, and then each one of you will come up one at a time and take the prashad and a blessing card and a little book which is called Just a Minute. It's got 1 minute meditation commentaries, so that we do that in silence.